All right. Hi, I'm Beck Lane, and this is Catalyst and Company. Catalyst and Company, where we're catalysts in each other's lives as well as our own, and we do all the stuff and the things. I haven't been much of a catalyst again lately. About October 15th, everything came to a grinding halt. We did one last event, and then I had two events that were postponed, including my solo show, which has been postponed to February. I don't know what's going on there. And I was supposed to be out in Fort Lauderdale at Blue Egg to do a Frida event, and we had to postpone that too. So I kind of went back in I went back into one of my hidey holes, and just trying to figure the next thing out. So that's where I've been, is sitting in my little place, staring at the walls, hoping something comes to me magically through the air. And in the meantime, I have been painting. I've been getting work done. Actually, getting a lot of work done, including this portrait of Gail Fulton Ross for an organization in town called Halo Arts Project. And Halo Arts Project here in Sarasota gives out funding to artists. Not a lot of artists, but it gives out funding to artists. They have an auction coming up to help build more of an account, to get their coffers filled again. And so I'm donating one of my paintings for an online auction that happens, I think it's January 25th. If you go to my Instagram and Facebook pages and my website, all the links will be posted to that. It's an online auction, online silent auction. So my portrait of Gail Fulton Ross will be up there. And if you don't know Gail Fulton Ross, 3 names, and yes, we have to, because respect. Gail Fulton Ross has been one of the leading portrait artists, or one of the more celebrated portrait artists in the United States for decades. And we're fortunate enough to have her here in town. So I've done, this is my second go around with it. The first go around, I was in such a state of anxiety and depression that it turned into a muddy mess and I couldn't get anything right. She is not perfect, but because I was in an anxiety-driven depression mess, I asked Halo Arts if they would give me an extra week to correct the issue, to start a new painting, and give them something that is more respectful of Gail than this mess that I made up. So she's still not quite right, but I said I will have it to you in 1 week. Today was 1 week, so I sent the images out. I'll probably do some more corrections on her because that's what we do. But on the whole, she's pretty much donesy done. Again, the links for this will be up on my Instagram and Facebook pages, and there'll be artists from all over Sarasota and who knows where else who are donating work as well for the silent auction. So I've been painting, I've been doing the things, but that magic poofy thing that I needed to go off in my head to help spark me back to life again happened. It actually happened yesterday morning as I was doom scrolling through Instagram and, sad eating oatmeal and flourless, sugarless, butterless toast. This reel popped up in Instagram, and it's a fellow that I've seen before, and he dresses in these really cool suits that I wish I owned a couple of, because they're things that I've been designing in my head for now 15 years. He's wearing them. He's wearing things like I've been designing in my head, and I've talked to people about, us making together. So I was like, oh, it's that guy again. Well, as it turns out, this guy is kind of a big deal in art in several different cities. And he runs an organization. He runs businesses, actually. They're based on art. They're hotels and museums. And I'm watching him, and I'm thinking, there's got to be a reason he keeps popping up. And I went, oh, you dummy. The universe, the whatevers, the seals in the bay, I don't know, keep nudging you to contact them or to submit their work to them. So I went online yesterday and I did submit, they ask on their website, it's called 21C. 21C, which stands for 21st Century Hotels and Museums, they their submission, they want you to submit on form. They want you to put your submissions through an email or whatever, their website, but they only allow 3 images. Which, I don't know how you cover a breadth of work in 3 images other than they get to go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, 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 very quickly. That's awesome. But I'm sorry, this is where my ego comes out for a visit. I'm a highly prolific artist. And I can, for the most part, turn out quality painting after quality painting, intent-filled painting after intent-filled painting. And I can do this literally all day long for months and months and months and not get tired. So 3 images I didn't feel it was going to do it for me. So what I sent them, and I should have read the directions better. What they asked for was 3 images plus your CV, which is, again, it's not always indicative of who you are as an artist. What it's indicative of is people going, yes, we bequeath you into our favor. We will bequeath you our favor, little one. I really don't think that CVs are the beginning and the end. But it is an indication that you're taking yourself seriously and that you're doing the work. However, with the 3 images, again, what I did was I took my iPad, and I have files of thousands of photographs on my iPad, and I put them into little files, and then I photographed the files that I had broken down, images of the files I had broken down, because they look like tiles. It's hard to describe if you don't have an iPad, but it's something I've been using a lot lately, where I'll set up a file with very specific images and then screenshot them and then edit it down so it looks like I built a tile in like a Photoshop or a Procreate or whatever, which I don't have. And it actually comes out really nice. I used it for a presentation with Embassy Suites a month and a half ago. And the woman that was looking through, one of the women that has to approve the project that I want to do, was like, "Oh, that's really nice." Again, I just used my iPad. I used what I had instead of wishing and hoping and trying to figure out how to do the super formal thing. I just used what I had, and it impressed her enough where we're being pushed up the corporate ladder, trying to get approval after approval, and it's not like artists are in a hurry to make money, so take your time. Thank you. But anyway, I screenshotted the images, and I did one detail. I submitted one detail image of Queen, her face, my painted Queen. I used her face, and then I used a tile image and another tile image, so they could see, I think, 6 to 8 images. I can't remember what I did, but like 6 to 8 more images. Then I was reading it again. I was reading the submission form again. It says label with title in mediums, etc. Well, they don't have a way for you to do it on their website or through their email. There's no way to attach anything. So that would mean for someone like me that doesn't have fancy, I would have to go into meme generator, which I use all the time. I go into meme generator and I add text. But I didn't do it. So I just didn't do it. I sent the images along with my artist bio statement, which they asked for, and I wrote on the bottom, I recognize that I did not attach the title, title and mediums. If you would like that information, please contact me. And I sent it off. And I never expect to hear back from people because I don't. And normally people either make you wait until you can't take it anymore, or like you don't get accepted. I submitted to Skyway an opportunity called a local opportunity called Skyway. And if you had been an artist that they'd accepted and blessed, your work could end up in one of 5 local museums, and I wanted to be in the or the Orlando Tampa Museum of Art, yeah, or Tampa Museum of Art or St. Pete. Well, they rejected me. They rejected my friend Lori up the street. It's who you know, and I wasn't even shocked when I got a no thank you, thanks but no thanks email. I was like, uh, so I don't really expect to hear back from people because my work doesn't translate well in a tiny little image. It just doesn't. And in ordinary emails or when I have to send out the images, my work, it's not that it doesn't translate, it just doesn't have the impact in little photographs that it does in person. And I've heard it now millions of times. So I'm walking around, I'm like, I really want this opportunity. I want to work with these people. I want to show with these people. I would like to be a part of their collections because they have multiple collections. So I went back in and I looked up contact. And they say don't, you can, something like you can send material, don't send paintings, of course. You can send material, but you won't get it back because we have a large volume of inquiries. Well, I read that and I went, I don't care. I don't care because I want to make myself stand out. I also want to be heard. This is what we want, is to be heard with our work. So I looked and looked and looked and looked, and finally I found the curator, the chief curator for the company. I found out where the office is, where to send everything, and I just got to work. Yesterday I got to work, and I put together something I'm kind of proud of, and so I want to inspire other artists to do the same thing. Yeah, they're saying, people say to me, oh, nobody does anything in the mail anymore. Everybody does everything electronically. It's email, it's Instagram, it's blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. And I'll do that, but also do the exact opposite of what's popular because there are fewer people doing it. I need that personal connection. I need to know, too, that I have done everything I can to represent me and my artwork well. You have to excuse my hair. It is once again haircut time, and I can't do that, but there we are. We're going for a mullet, by the way, so I need this shaved. In the meantime, it looks like this. But because of my propensity to do the exact opposite of what other people are doing, I put this together. And this is what I want to share with you. This is a booklet I picked up, a presentation book I picked up at Staples, actually a few months ago. So I could put my artwork in it and show people when we're doing events and things. I have booklets out that show the artwork. I've also been putting together, as I said, presentation kits for people when I'm approaching them about doing murals. And I've gotten in the practice of doing these presentation kits. And I'll show you, because like they said, everybody says you got to do it electronically. These presentation kits keep putting me in front, or keep putting us in front, the people I'm working with. So this is what I put together for 21C, and I'm going to do this for other organizations. I got this at Staples. What I really love about this, what I wanted was a clear cover, because just like in my mailings that I send out, and that a lot of people who watch this channel have gotten, I put my stuff in a clear envelope. When I'm mailing to galleries, reps, clear envelope. The label goes on top, but there's a clear envelope. And normally back here I have I have one of my business cards, I have stickers, a number of people have gotten them, so there are stickers, there's a postcard inside, maybe a postcard for my upcoming show is in there, but it's clear. So when it lands on whoever's desk, it's not another envelope they have to open. An uninteresting envelope that just feels like, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to look at mail anymore. It looks like a bill. So we put them in the clear envelopes that I get on envelopes.com. And I've heard back from God knows how many people, this is the best presentation I've ever gotten. So I do that. I did look for a clear cover presentation folders At Staples and a couple of other places, I couldn't find what I wanted. They just felt really cheap. They didn't feel right. They felt like they came from the dollar store, so I wasn't doing that, although we love the dollar store. But what they did have in this particular presentation kit is a front. There's a clear envelope front, so I slid one of my brochures, the cover of my brochure, painting brochure in the front, and then I started laying everything out. As I said, I went to the printers yesterday, and I probably had, I probably printed out two to three dozen images. I whittled down ones that I thought would work best, that would have the most impact, and I tried to pair color with color, idea with idea. Just make it feel like a story, almost like a story. I mean, there's two pictures of John Sims, but something that's engaging and it shows the breadth of work and also the technique. And it might explain who I am as an artist a little bit more clearly. When I sent out those brochures, just the single brochures, people have told me, this shows me that you're a professional and you're driven and that you're serious about this. So that's my hope in putting together these presentation kits, is that they feel serious. So I've got the brochure here in the clear envelope on the front. Inside, I've got one of my envelopes with a postcard with stickers, which might be kind of funny to a curator of a multi-million-dollar business, but stickers inside, and also some of my the pins that I have available on TeePublic. I put some of those in there. The first page, when they open it, so they can just go, boom, this is what they want, this is what this artist wants. I have a cover letter. And over the past 6 to 8 months, I've kind of honed down the message of my artwork and how I present myself. I've used it in artist talks and other things. So I was able to rewrite a cover letter and make it hopefully a little bit more succinct, but also engaging and descriptive, and really defining my work and the techniques I use as well. There's a lot packed in that cover letter. Ooh, we'll see how it goes, but that's what I did. When I took my CV for page 2, my CV is about 4 or 5 pages long. I don't know, it's long. I'm not going to lay it out, page 1, page 2, page 3 in this presentation kit, because nobody cares that much. What I did was I have all the pages here with the clip, the paper clip up in the corner. So if they want to, they can pull it out and they can read what I've done back to 2009. But in that, I paired an image of me painting. So that we're keeping this, we're introducing a story, a real story. This is who this person is. This is who I am. I'm not smiling at the camera. I'm not throwing glitter in the air. I'm not doing TikTok-y things. Hopefully this says I'm a working artist. I'm a serious artist. And also, I'm an artist who needs to fix things every once in a while. But like I said, from there, it was printing out images and pairing them together, hopefully well. Over here is one of the tile. That's indicative of the tile collages I've been making on my iPad. That's a screenshot of a file from my iPad. And look, it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. I'm very impressed with myself. And we've got the two faces. So again, it is storyline, storyline, storyline. There's Dr. Van Horn and I, to give a sense of scale. Because you see the image, but until you have a human body next to it, it kind of, I understand, it helps to put everything in more perspective. It helps, having that body there, having that person there helps to show more of the detail and show more of the color. Let's see. Yeah, we've got Mr. David T. Orwell paired with Bessie Stringfield. That's not the entire painting of Bessie Stringfield. I couldn't get it to work. But you get the idea. So we're showing, once again, we're showing scale. So anyway, it goes like that for pages and pages. There's Mahitable, the tattooed lady, and we go through in the same line, in the same outline that I gave in my artist statement, where I talk about focusing on Black and brown figures, African American, historic Black and brown figures, African American figures, LGBTQ, women, blah blah blah. I followed the exact outline of my cover letter. People that have been pushed, people that were lost to history and pushed to the fringes. These are the people I like to depict, including boys on hobby horses. But there you are. Those are some of the images. There's some of my LGBTQ work. So it's just constantly reiterating what I've already said. Tell them what you're going to say. Tell them what you're going to say. Say the thing you said you were going to say, and then tell them what you said. It's a basic thing. I also mentioned my abstract work, so I'm not highlighting the abstract work, even though they could be interested in it. But there's, again, a tile screenshot taken from my iPad. And then, of course, Yayoi Kusama. She's always at the beginning or the end. And then one of my latest Fridas. Now, following Frida, each page, by the way, is numbered. I hand numbered them on little stickers because I thought it would be cute and add a more human touch. Give them a little bit more of my personality. Each one is numbered, and back here we've got an index of each numbered page with all the work, including each work in the tiles, listed out. On the tiny tiles, I just put the size instead of oil and aerosol, blah, 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 on 48 by 48 canvas. I don't need to keep reiterating that. It's throughout the page. It's throughout the index on everything. What I did was, the first tile is Queen, 8 foot by 5 foot. Dr. Alonzo Van Horn, 8 foot by 5 foot. John Sims, 36 by 36 inches. That kind of thing. So this is what I've done. So the viewer or the person reviewing this portfolio presentation kit can flip to the back. There's the index. There's most of the information they need. There's the rest of it there. And then we're ending it with more pictures. One of my postcards helped to fill this out. So we're reiterating the point that I have this kit, that I take this seriously, that I do send out postcards. I just kind of keep reiterating the same points over and over again. This was from my Frida show at Luxau Gallery. It was in the paper. It was on TV, blah, blah, blah. So they might be familiar with it. They might not. I don't know, because they're in Kentucky. There's me painting one of my most recent Fridas. You'll find that on Instagram. There's an Emma E. Booker that I did. It's a little dark, but it's okay. I want to give them sense of scale. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just sense of scale. And then I put in another image from another John Sims painting I have. So hopefully when they flip to the last page, it's a shock to the system and they'll remember. So this is what I wanted to share with you with my most recent presentation kit. And I hope that sparks something in you as well. Honest to God, just because everybody else is doing the thing, the glitter and the dancing and the twirling around in a skirt, doesn't mean you have to. When NFTs were really, really big, everybody kept saying to me, you got to do NFTs, you got to do NFTs, you got to, and I was like, nah, I don't want to. You got to do NFTs, you got to do NFTs. Oh, you're an idiot not to do NFTs. No, I'm not, and I don't want to. That was my attitude. And then what happened? I knew that it was a fallacy. I knew that it was all fake and a fallacy, and I kept saying no. And all my friends made fun of me, and people made fun of me online for not doing them. You're a moron. Well, what happened? I knew, but not a lot of other people knew, apparently, that NFT was a program set up by white male gamers. And they set up a system where they were making money and nobody else was. I already kind of knew that, and then I knew it more, and then I really knew it. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. And I didn't do it. Now NFTs are completely and utterly worthless. They're utterly worthless. Nobody can. The NFTers tried to convince people that this was the newest thing and this is great. But people didn't really want them in the end. Smart people didn't want them. People wanted the thing that they can touch, they can feel, they can see. Not a tiny little square with flashing lights in it. Who cares? Who cares? It's just another piece of junk. People want this. They want the human. They want the interaction. They want to feel the work. So I said no to NFTers, and I was right. And people say, you should do everything online. Nah, it's okay. You can. I'm going to do stuff like this because nobody else is doing it. Everybody else is doing NFTs. I'm not. Everybody else is twirling around in circles with their skirts in the air and throwing glitter and googly eyes. I'm not doing that. I'm going to do this. Everybody else is emailing in submissions. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'll do this. I'll do this. Then they can see who I am. All right. That's it. I'm Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company. It's December 22nd, and I totally forgot that the year is almost over until now. So hopefully I'll do another video for us now that I'm feeling a little bit better and a little bit more in the mood. But in the meantime, I wish everybody a happy holidays and hang in there, okay? Again, I'm Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company. And here we go. Ready, Carrie? It's been forever. Ready, Carrie? Ciao. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, where's the boink? Boink.